4 seeds host through the semis if they keep winning. 5 through 8, guaranteed at least one home game. All first and second round games will air on ESPN+. All right, let's get right to the top 8. Number 1 overall seed, the reigning champs, Sam Houston Bearcats, Rini.
Yeah, no surprise there. The Fighting KC Keelers. They've won 21 straight. Quarterback Eric Schmid, very experienced, 26 touchdowns, a career high for him. It's an outstanding team, and home field advantage throughout. They're going to be a tough out in this tournament.
In Huntsville, going to be a tough out for sure. The number 2 overall seed, the North Dakota State Bison, the 8-time national champ.
Talk about getting back to a sense of normalcy. Things are the way they're supposed to be if you're a fan of the Bison, one of the top national seeds out there. Head coach Matt Entz has a talented squad using a dual quarterback system, but one of the most stingy defenses you'll see in the country.
12th straight year in the playoffs. The number 3 overall seed, yeah, they've been there, done that. 2-time national champ, James Madison Dukes out of the Colonial.
Yeah, head coach Kurt Cignetti's got them rolling right now. 8th straight playoff appearance. Play dominating defense, one of the top defenses in the country. And you know what they say in tournaments like this? Defense travels.
The only loss was a 1-point loss to the Colonial champs Villanova. The number 4 overall seed, Sacramento State, got the auto bid out of the Big Sky. Hornet Stadium going to be rocking, Jay.
West Coast in the house. Head coach, former NFL quarterback Troy Taylor, winner of the 2019 Eddie Robinson Award, Coach of the Year, but they deserve it. 8-0 in Big Sky play, their second playoff appearance, higher expectations now.
Their second appearance and have come in the last 3 years. So those are your top 4. Again, home field advantage for those 4, guaranteed for their first game through the semis if they keep on winning. What's your reaction here, top 4?
You know, it's so important who's going to be that 2 or that 3. And I think the committee realizes that. And if you're North Dakota State, you basically realize by you getting the number 2 seed, if you have to take on the number 3 seed, JMU, they've got to come into the Fargo Dome. Hint, teams don't leave the Fargo Dome unless you're wearing green and yellow.
Where dreams go to die sometimes.
Well, and JMU is one of those teams that has gone there and won before. So that's going to be an interesting question for the committee, though, right? That 2-3 seed, what they thought about it, because that is big as this tournament gets underway.
All right, that's the 1 through 4. And again, Sam Houston, 21 consecutive wins, one in the spring.
Pretty good.
In 6 months,
Undisputed.
6 months later, they're back here as the number 1. They're starting how they finished.
Yeah, undisputed number 1 seed out there. They deserve it. And the fact of the matter is that they're a Texas team right there. They can throw the football around. They've got an experienced coach there. Very impressive the job KC Keeler's done there. No surprises there. And once you start winning like that on a regular basis, you forget how to lose or what it's like to lose. Let's see if they keep that going.
And don't forget, this is a program that's transitioning to the FBS. So they're ready to go out with a bang. They want to win this tournament. So watch out for Sam Houston.
Yeah, FBS transition beginning. They'll eventually be joining Conference USA. All right, that's 1 through 4. There's a lot of teams out there going, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Suspense.
All right, 5 through 8. Here we go. We mentioned them. The Villanova Wildcats, champs out of the Colonial.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, beat JMU. And it's another team coached by Mark Ferrenti, plays outstanding defense. That's one thing the CAA does, great defense. 15 points a game they're holding teams to. They're going to be a tough team in this tournament as well.
Villanova Stadium in Delaware County, PA, going to get a home game. How about the Grizz of Montana and Missoula? Big Sky at large. Big win yesterday. Good news today.
Oh, absolutely. Got the victory over Montana State, but head coach Bobby Hauck in 2.0 version of this, coming back to the Grizz, trying to keep up the winning ways he established right away. And let's not forget, they upset the University of Washington earlier this year.
The number 7 overall seed, the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. What a story with 91 wins.
That's a big thing for them getting a seed. They can run the football. Clay Holmes leads the FCS in rushing with over 1,400 yards. Jacob Sailors as well, almost 1,000 yards. When you can run the ball, you can do damage.
Just their second playoff appearance in the last 25 years, the last coming in 2018. That's the number 7 overall seed out of the SoCon. We're going back to the Big Sky for the number 8 national seed, Montana State.
Yeah, for first-year head coach Brent Vigen, they have to have a short memory. Forget about yesterday's loss. Pick it up right now. He's experienced, coached, played at North Dakota State, knows how to win. Let's see if they can get it going and stop being Montana's little brother.
That was Jay Walker.
That was Jay Walker.
That was Jay Walker.
Hey, you lose to him
tweets,
for the year.
Tweets to Jay Walker.
My goodness. Great Divide trophy does belong in Missoula here, but the national championship trophy, they'll have to go through these places: Sam Houston, Montana State, Villanova, Sac State, North Dakota State. ETSU, Montana, and JMU. Those are your top 8. So we've unveiled the top 8. Now it's time to unveil the bracket here. Matt Schick along with Jay Walker and Rini Ingoli. Are you ready?
This is the good stuff right here. We knew the 8 teams that were going to be in for sure, but let's find out some of the surprises.
He's dressed for it. Look at that outfit right there. He's ready to roll.
Surprise.
I don't want to say anything, but he's ready to roll.
Okay, all right. We'll see. Let's go through this bracket here right now. And let's start at the top. Again, the winner of this first matchup will take on Sam Houston. We see the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks out of the ASUN, the WAC, the AQ7, 5-game win streak to end the season, went 8-3. Xavier Gibson, great receiver, second of the FCS in receiving yards, receiving touchdowns. They will visit Incarnate Word, the Cardinals, the outright Southland champs. Gale and Tom Benson Stadium in San Antonio going to host that first game, Jay.
Yeah, all Texas matchup there. Stephen F. Austin coming off of 5 straight victories. They're hot right now, but going into San Antonio, taking on head coach Eric Morris's Cardinals, tough task. Incarnate Word averages 39 points a game. Quarterback Cam Ward threw for over 350 yards per game. That's going to be interesting.
Top 5 scoring offense in the FCS. All right, winner gets Sam Houston. Let's move on down. You can see the times that we have there. UT Martin Skyhawks, the OVC champs. Head coach Jason Simpson, starting quarterback Keon Howard, the Tulane transfer. They will visit where? Where are they going? Where are they headed? Missouri State. Plaster Stadium, they're undefeated at home this year. In Springfield, they get the MVC at large. The head coach, Bobby Petrino, Rini.
Yeah, I mean, UT Martin's second playoff appearance all time for their program. So this is a program that's hungry to get into the FCS playoffs and do some damage. So can't wait to see them. And then Missouri State, as you said, Bobby Petrino in his second year. I will say this, looking at Missouri State, and Coach Petrino knows this, have to protect the quarterback. They've given up 42 sacks this year, second most in FCS. So that offensive line, I know they're probably yelling at me right now, but protect their quarterback, and I think they'll be okay.
Got to protect Jason Shelley. He can do it a lot with his arm and his legs. All right, let's move on down. The winner of this next matchup will get Villanova, the Sacred Heart Pioneers. You saw it in the open, the champs of the NEC. Julius Chestnut back healthy. Malik Grant did great in his stead. Now they got a 2-headed monster there at the running back position. Who are they going to face here for the right to play Villanova? Who are they going to face? Oh, they're going to Holy Cross. Fitton Field. They don't have lights there, so something tells me, yeah, noon Eastern. I think that makes sense. Noon Eastern on ESPN+. Interesting matchup there, Jay.
Great regional matchup there. Not a far distance to travel. Head coach Bob Chesney for the Crusaders for Holy Cross. Fantastic season. The defense is good enough to do it. They only allowed 19 points per game. But as you said earlier, taking on that 2-headed monster at running back for Sacred Heart, getting Julius Chestnut back, who's probably the #1 NFL prospect at running back, makes him even more potent. He's got his legs underneath him. This matchup is going to be interesting.
Holy Cross looking for their first playoff win. Let's move on down. UC Davis, the Fighting Dan Hawkins. What up, Hawk? Here they are, the Aggies out of the Big Sky. Back in the playoffs again for the first time since 2018. They will visit South Dakota State Jackrabbits, Dykehouse Stadium in Brookings, South Dakota. Last year's national runner-up, Rini.
That is a great matchup for the first round. You know, Dan Hawkins' teams play extremely tough. They're going to be ready to go out of the Big Sky, which was really one of the top conferences in the country. And then South Dakota State, as you said, lost in the spring to Sam Houston. Pierre Strong, their outstanding running back, maybe the best running back in the country, over 13 yards rushing, but that is a phenomenal matchup in the first round.
We're halfway home. See here, Coach Corso, not so fast. Look at that. Remember when they went to FAMU back in 2008? Coach Corso was sporting it.
Rattler, strike again.
That looks like Etsu.
Were you thinking of wearing that today?
Well, got to honor a promise there. So it'll come out later a little bit there. Howard Guy, these are those colors there. It's killing me right now. But hey, you got to keep your word.
All right, we'll get to the rest of that. By the way, new episode of Why Not Us? FAMU football is going to be a new episode. It's going to be dropping on Thanksgiving Day. What a year to follow FAMU. Let's show you the rest of the bracket. Thanks for your patience. Oh, there it is. Oh, TV just works like that, doesn't it, sometimes? Who would have thought FAMU is in to the FCS playoffs? First time in a while. HBCU at large getting in here, Jay.
Yeah, the opportunity, a unique situation. Let's see if the Rattlers take advantage of it. Normally, being in the SWAC does not give you an AQ to the FCS playoffs.
Won it all in 1978 against UMass. Sorry about that, Rudy.
Had to come. Had to go there.
FAMU, congratulations. Head coach Willie Simmons and the FAMU Rattlers. First HBCU school in the FCS playoffs in 5 years. They're going to go on the road to take on Southeastern Louisiana. The Lions getting the at-large out of the Southland. So FAMU at Southeastern Louisiana at Strawberry Stadium in Hammond, Louisiana.
The interesting matchup. I wonder if Hammond, Louisiana is going to be big enough for the Marching 100, the band at Florida A&M. They're going to travel well. Congratulations to them. Xavier Smith, fantastic wide receiver for Florida A&M. But when you talk about Southeastern Louisiana, their quarterback, one of the best dual threats in the country, Cole Kelly, 16 rushing touchdowns, and he also throws for almost 400 yards a game. He's a one-man wrecking crew. Rattlers better be careful.
SEC transfer, no doubt. Let's move on down. Ooh, Northern Iowa. The Panthers out of the Missouri Valley Conference. 5 losses for them in the FCS. They do get in. They got wins over Sacramento State, South Dakota State as well. Who are they going to play? Ooh, they're going to the red field there in Eastern Washington. Out of the Big Sky, Eric Berrier, one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football.
Yeah, good news, bad news, right? UNI is in. Bad news is they got to go to Eastern Washington to play. And the thing I'll say about UNI with those 5 losses, 6 wins, they beat 3 teams that are in this field. They had a close loss at Iowa State. So I think the committee looked at them hard. And then Eastern Washington, as you said, Eric Berrier, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, 40 touchdown passes, throws for nearly 390 yards a game. And it's an offense that averages 47 points a game. Pretty dynamic.
Second highest scoring offense in the country. All right, moving on down. 4 slots left. The Davidson Wildcats, they knew they were in the AQ out of the Pioneer. Head coach Scott Abel in his 4th season. 38 points a game. Winner of this one takes on ETSU. Where are they going? Where are they headed? They're going to Cobb County. Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Big South Auto Bid. Kennesaw State Owls with head coach Brian Bohannon. Xavier Shepard, dynamic at the quarterback position.
I wish I could sugarcoat it, but you really can't. Head coach Scott Abel and Davidson, the fighting Steph Currys maybe, they got a tough draw. Going to take on Kennesaw State down there at home. Kennesaw State feels they were gypped, that they should have been a national seed, having a bye week. I'm sure Brian Bohannon's going to have the Owls ready to go. And anytime you only got 5 days to prepare for a triple option, that's a tough matchup.
Went undefeated in Big South play, finished with the win over Monmouth yesterday. Let's move on down. Oh, the Missouri Valley getting some love. Record of 7-4. The Salukis of Southern Illinois and head coach Nick Hill. Nick Baker at quarterback. Winner takes on North Dakota. Who's it going to be? Where are they headed? Southern Illinois is going to the Dakota Dome in Vermillion, South Dakota. These are conference mates, but did not play this year.
Yeah, so interesting. So they didn't play this year, but they're going to be familiar with each other. And you talked about Nick Hill, the head coach. He's coaching for his alma mater, Southern Illinois. Nick Baker, 25 TDs this year, having a nice year. And then South Dakota, 7-4. You know, they played in the 2017 playoff, and they'll be ready to go as well. But an interesting matchup.
There's your field. At Missouri State, the Bears there at Plaster Stadium had a tough schedule. Remember that close loss that they had to Oklahoma State?
Yes.
Lost by 1 possession, and we've seen what they have become. This is what the field looks like for the FCS playoffs. Destination Frisco.